Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here at Thistle Gypsy. So a while back I let people know that I was getting some of these Go fish decks, and I just got the Renaissance one, well, a little while ago because I don't want to open them too quickly, but so I had, this was a new one, and the other two I got were this and this, and they are by Birdcage Press, and they're on Amazon. And I thought I started to get these kind of before or did I? Well, I found them when I still was thinking more in terms of, because I had a very low budget, a depleted budget, of getting cheaper decks that were not intended to be tarot decks or oracle decks and turning them into that. And each of these decks was, I don't know, $10 or $12. They've gone up over the course of time a little bit, but never more than 15. But after a while, and there's, I think, 36 cards in each deck, but I think some of those are information cards. Yeah, I think so. That's what it says, right? 36 playing cards. But let me see. 2, 5, 4. Yeah. So 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 36. So it would be. Oh, and there's 7 with that one. So they vary in how they work. In any case, what they claim on the box is 36 cards. And there are some information cards with each one, but I don't know how many. But by the time I buy 3 or 4 of them, I should have more, I should have, I can't remember, I figured it out, I think over 100 cards. Certainly if I have 4 of them. And yet I don't have a full 78 pack. And look at how thick it is because of the heaviness of the cardstock. These are the only ones that I haven't used to try to make a tarot deck. And just for consistency's sake, I will get the, they have a modern art one as well, and I didn't think that would work very well for this sort of thing, but hey, I've got some positions I need to fill in this concept, and I suspect that I will never use this as a tarot deck. And part of the reason is I started, for one thing, it's so thick. And I was looking at this and setting it down. Now, these are all made by the same Birdcage Press. I figured the same processes. I thought surely they'll be all the same size, but can you see they're not? It's the yellow ones, I think. I think the red and the blue, but the yellow ones are larger and wider than the other two. And I am not, and even on the sides, yeah. And I'm not going to go trimming such a small amount. I don't want to do any trimming, to be honest. I will have to have retired to do any trimming. So there's that. And in part because now that I have a more normal income, I am able to indulge in some deck purchasing. So I don't have to go to the trouble. But It's still an interesting exercise, and I'm still enjoying it. And I spent an afternoon, well, an evening actually, taking the Renaissance artists' cards and and writing down in a book, in a notebook, each card and how I would assign it to the tarot. And it's just really, it's an interesting exercise. By the time you get 4 decks at $12, it's an expensive exercise. But I've gotten them like one every 6 months or something, or one every 4 months. So they're usually an add-on to another more practical purchase on Amazon or something. But now that I've gotten this far, I probably will get the last one, Modern Artist. And of course, I mean, it's kind of a no-lose situation because, as I mentioned in the other one, this is the sort of thing that my family would get into. Art lovers. So I can justify it that way too. Games to play when you're with family. Anyway, so I'm going to run through this and just show you what I've assigned, what card I've assigned to tarot cards, tarot associations. And you are free to leave comments about whether you think something works or doesn't work. I mean, one of the things that makes it interesting is, if I have a set of images, how do I decide? And a couple of cases I had some images and it's like, well, I don't think these go. And then I looked at the slots that weren't filled and I thought, well, I could probably make it work for this position. I'm left with David. David is unassigned, and you can tell me if you think David works better for the Emperor, the Tower, and that is because he brought down a tower, right? He brought down the giant. So the Emperor, the Giant, or the Nine of Wands. Those are 3 positions in the tarot that I have not filled. And I could see him working for any one of those. So let me know. And I'm perfectly, I'm not sensitive about this. Like I said, I probably won't use it like this. I'll keep it like this for a while until I eventually get the other one and see if I can fill all of the slots. Yeah. But I'm not sensitive to it. I suspect I will sort them all back out and put them all back in their boxes and take them to family Christmas as an easy, sweet thing to do after dinner or something. All right, so here we have. Let's go through. This is the Fool. I have 2, actually. Here's another one you can help me decide. The Magician has been super difficult. So I could do this, which is the circus sideshow. He doesn't strike me as looking that much like a magician. This figure back here, maybe. Or, yep, the Last Supper. So we have Christ shows up in here because of the Renaissance. The Renaissance artist is like angels, biblical figures, Mary, lots of Mary, Mary, Mary everywhere. Mary and children in that Renaissance artist. So there's not a lot of variety in the art. So yeah, we have Christ is the magician. Why not? And you got somebody pointing upward in there. So you can let me know which one of those you think really works best as a magician. The High Priestess, she's got a book. She also has a little puppy, but she's got a book. I like the black and white of this as well. The Empress. There are a number of these that could potentially be the Empress, and certainly I could have exchanged this one for any one of the Mother Marys. But I like this as an Empress with her, the way she's gazing at the child. And here's one of those, so that could have been an Empress. But I'm using this for actually the Hierophant. Again, we're missing the Emperor, so Hierophant. Because there is a book, it looks like there's some learning going on here. You've got younger people looking up to her. And the only other, there's another picture you'll see in here that I used for the Six of Pentacles that you'll probably say, yeah, but that's the Hierophant right there, because that's what I thought when I saw it. But then I looked at the title, and it's I don't know if it was a saint or something, giving alms. So precisely what the Six of Pentacles is. So I used it for the Six of Pentacles. I decided on this one for the Lovers, although you'll see two more that could easily have taken its place and may more rightfully belong in this position, but I also like them where I have them. And I let this one be the Lovers because there are two in one. There's one man and two women, so there's the matter of choice. And he's standing back there like he doesn't know what he's going to do. So that's why I let that one be the Lovers card. The Chariot. Okay, this is the Triumph of Galatea, and she actually is on a shell. It's her chariot, and I believe those are supposed to be two dolphins. Or, yeah, I would have to look up the story in order to fully understand this image. But anyway, it's a triumph, and there is a semblance of a chariot there. Strength is the snake charmer, simply because it's animals being charmed. Oh, yeah. Van Gogh as the Hermit. And even though he has a bandage, I don't think I would put him as the Nine of Swords. And I wouldn't put him as the Emperor. The Trials of Moses as the Wheel of Fortune, is it? Yep, the Wheel of Fortune. And I don't fully understand this image and all the parts of it, but I figured, the turning of the wheel is our trials, right? Our successes and failures. The School of Athens for justice, because it is, that's what they tended to talk about. Socrates is ethics, right? Treatment. I also considered this for the Hierophant. The Transfiguration. What is this for? That would be the Hanged Man. And so there he is. He's hanging in midair. Death. Yep, Death is a little girl. Temperance. I wish I had a better Temperance. But I'm not sure where I would find it. I haven't seen it in anything else. So if as I go through this you see something that would make a better Temperance, let me know. But there she is. The Devil. So you don't quite see the Devil unless this character is the Devil. But this person is clearly caught up in some sort of hell. So, oh yes, the obvious Starry Night. For the Star. The Moon. So even though there's a lion, I definitely chose the Moon for this, with the person sleeping. It's almost like a dream. I love this as a Moon card. And I decided on the Sunflowers as being for the Sun card. This is the Judgment card, even though there were a number in the Renaissance deck that use the word judgment. So I see these, I don't know what kind of little strange hats they are, but there's a winged figure here wrestling with somebody. So anyway, that's my judgment. It's a questionable judgment, but it's judgment. And I just chose this expansive sort of scene for the world. And I saw this and I thought the tower, but I thought, no, that's a chimney, and I'm just not going there. It's the world. Ace of Pentacles. And then I have no 2 and no 3, and I'm calling this, I believe that's the case. Yeah, no 2 or 3, and I'm calling this the 4. As kind of a hoarding kind of a picture. This is the 5. Again, this is a stretch. I know this is a stretch, but it's funny because it says woman washing in a shallow tub, and there it looks like there's no water, so I don't know how she's washing herself. And we could get really metaphorical about the shallow tub meaning a lack of resources. So here it is. This is the 6 of Pentacles. Again, here it is, a saint. St. Lawrence distributing alms. I have no 7, and so this is the 8 of Pentacles. Now I could potentially have used those for the 3 maybe, because there are 2 people helping each other to get a job done. The umbrellas is the 9, because it's kind of women on their own going to market. Luncheon is 10, so people feasting. There's even a little doggy there, it looks like, or a little cat. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, just because it's such a beefy horse. Queen of Pentacles. I think it suits kind of the rocky background there. I don't know, people might disagree with me. And the King. So it's the King who has the garden, not the Queen. And he also has a little girl. So this is the King of Pentacles. All right, Cups. The Ace of Cups. I had some others that I was considering. This, except they sure don't look happy. It's a really strange kind of a scene. Oh, I thought there was another one, but now I'm not seeing it. Anyway. But once I got the Renaissance artists, I mean, it kind of had to be Venus, right? Ace of Cups. 2 of Cups. This is another obvious potential lover's card, but I liked it as the 2 of Cups. 3 of Cups. And I just love the little girl is 3 of Cups, but there's also, there was also this one as a potential 3 of Cups. But I like the little girl. Great 4 of Cups. I decided this was the 5 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. Just in terms of childhood friends helping each other. 7 of Cups, because you see that pleasure dome in the background, and that's what it's about, the Crystal Palace. And the webcam won't cooperate. Is it just getting it on the right plane there? No, we just won't. In any case, there's all of this here is kind of a pleasure palace from bygone eras. The Six of Cups. No, what am I saying? Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups. Going sailing, sailing away. So I chose this as the Nine of Cups. I'm not super happy with it as the Nine of Cups. So this is another one that could have been the Lovers or could have been the Two of Cups. You can leave your opinions. I'm just looking again. Through my leftovers. If there's anything that's kind of a wish fulfillment. And it just doesn't. I don't know. I would have to kind of modify the meaning, even with this, of the Nine of Cups. And the Ten of Cups. Now this is difficult to see because why didn't they trim off this and keep the man's head? Okay, it's supposed to be Joseph, I believe. So Mary, Joseph, and the baby Christ. It's the Holy Family. Why did they cut off Joseph and the baby's head? Why? Why did they do? What's up there that they're hiding? Anyway, so I think this is the way it's cropped is really unfortunate. But anyway, that's my 10. This is, or maybe this guy here. I don't know. This is my Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. And there does seem to be like a oddly red stream, not to mention an oddly green horse. Oh, and there's another person on a horse there. Anyway, that's my Knight of Cups. Queen, another Venus, Queen of Cups. There's Christ as the King of Cups. And now we're at the swords. So I'm using this as the Ace of Swords with using the scroll as with the idea of a new understanding. A new understanding. And then I have no 2 or 3 of swords, although there's one that you will see before long that could easily have been a 3 of swords. I could also shuffle things around, and the Lovers, the one I used for the Lovers could also have been used for 2 of swords. And maybe that will come to pass. We'll just have to see what shows up in the modern art deck. If it isn't bought out before I manage to acquire it. So the bedroom, I'm taking this to be like the sanctuary in the 4 of Swords. This is the 6 of Swords. No 7 of Swords, so it's the 8 of Swords. The freeing of St. Peter, so it's not quite the 8 of Swords, but I felt like I couldn't use it as the devil because there is, even though the person is chained, there is no devil here. And the situation ended up being not as dire as originally expected. He's being rescued. No 9 of Swords, this is the 10 of Swords. I decided this, instead of the 3 of Swords, that this would be the 10. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords, in part because of the windiness. And do I not have a King of Swords? Nope, no King of Swords. All right. Last suit here, Ace of Wands with that flagpole. Two of Wands. Yes, this is a stretch. But if you look, you know, there's just kind of a far away look in people's eyes. Here we go. And so, I don't know. That's the best I could come up with. Three of Wands, mainly because of the ships and the seashore and the whole bit. You know, it says St. Nicholas working miracles, which made me consider this at one point for the magician, but you don't see any miracles that he's doing. If I knew the story, maybe that would work for me, but for me, just appearance-wise, it strikes me much more like the Three of Wands. The Four of Wands, definitely, even though there's only three of them. There's one suggested right here. Five, because it looks like some duking is going on. Yeah, that's because of Judas. And then just some kind of energetic stuff for the Six of Wands in terms of getting a lot of attention from the audience, etc. The Seven of Wands. And this one I partly picked for this particular position for the Seven of Wands because in the Romantic Tarot, it shows almost exactly the same kind of scene with one of the dancers having been chosen by a patron or something. He's got flowers behind his back. So it's like there was a competition among the dancers, and she kind of outdid all of the others or something for this guy's affection, something like that. So the Seven of Wands, yeah, this is the Eight of Wands because I figure the angel is a messenger. There is no Nine of Wands, which is what I was figuring David might fit in there. And I'm taking this as the Ten of Wands, just being worn out. Do I not have a page? I was thinking this guy could be a Page of Wands. And maybe he works better as a Page of Wands than he does as the Magician. You can always, you know, leave your opinions down in the comments. This is certainly the Knight of Wands. And she works great, I think. She's like a perfect Queen of Wands, for sure. I don't know that he's a perfect King of Wands. But, you know, a paintbrush is a wand. It's Rousseau, myself. And there it is. So let's see, how many positions am I missing? How many cards am I missing? Here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I guess I got all my cups. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 tarot positions, so to speak, missing. And so it'll be 11 if I put him in one of them. And it seems like it's mostly the 2 and 3. The 2 and 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, the 2 and 3 of Swords, and the 7 and 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands. Anyway, so there you go. Just a tarot project going on here. Let me know what you think. Where does David go? Emperor, Tower, Nine of Wands. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. Thanks for stopping by and watching.